Buon 2025 a tutti!
Happy New Year!
Happy 2025. How is it going, my patrons? I bet you have been eating so much in these days that talking about food can cause you some sort of acid reflux. And yet, you amazing ones came here anyway for a bite and to keep me company. And since you're a little bit stuffed already, I want to propose something delicious to eat and pretty easy to digest. A good risotto con Luganega. A typical sausage from Lombardia and a clear hint for the location we are visiting today. But before I serve you this delicious dish, as always, I need to ask you to consider to like this video, if you enjoyed it of course, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, we are getting close to have 300 patrons in the restaurant.
Madman.
So close, so close! Thank you for supporting this channel, and a quick share of this video to your friends will help me a lot. Anyway, today we go to Lombardia, and to be more specific, in a small town called Mombello, home of one of the most visited Urbex attraction of Lombardia, an abandoned asylum. Just by doing a quick research on YouTube with the keywords Manicomio di Mombello, you will be swarmed by countless groups who visited the place, and of course deduce that it was haunted mostly thanks to Spirit Box's app and gadgets.
You don't believe me, do you?
Heck, even the PDU were there, and in the title they claim Mussolini il Duce. Clickbait, because at some point they just pretend to talk with some patients of the structure and they say that there were pictures of Mussolini on the walls.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
So what about this structure? The institute was closed in 1978 and now it's just a rotten building which was the home of over 2,000 patients. Among them, rumors have it that the illegitimate son of Mussolini was hospitalized there. And as stated previously, all claims related to hauntings come from, you guessed it, these YouTube investigators. Among all of the countless groups who ventured bravely to visit the abandoned structure, now home of addicts and vandals, I picked for you a group called Explorer Paranormal Entity, formed by a real-life couple, and their investigations, in my opinion, ranges from misguided to completely fake. They tackle the Red Book ritual, which I have already debunked it countless times, and I thought that at this point nobody would even consider this as a mean to communicate with the dead. And of course we have our standard Ouija board sessions in which they claimed that Zozo or Pazuzu, you know, that Pazuzu, apparently this entity was a Mesopotamian deity, and thanks to certain medias now it is associated with Ouija boards. In any case, that Pazuzu made contact with them, and judging by the clear voluntary movement of the plastic cap, I'd say that this is not so believable.
Liar, 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 liar.
Oh, but wait, we have also the extraordinary claims section.
Ho fatto una cavolata, non so cosa aspettarmi, non so cosa mi succederà, però ormai l'ho fatto. Cosa ho fatto? Un patto con gli spiriti.
A pact with a ghost, which is odd for my standards by the way, but let's see what they capture. You know, to me it seemed like standard cigarette smoke, but I wasn't so sure, so I decided to ask for a second opinion to my good friend Andrew Stonerock. He replied to me with a question: why does smoke on a night vision camera looks white? Good question indeed, as he explained that smoke on a night vision view should be slightly light green, possibly video editing, Let me know in the comment what you think and subscribe to Andrew. I am going inside this reaction with the feeling that nothing paranormal will be shown in their 3-part video of this investigation. What are we waiting for? Let's watch it! As stated moments ago, this group have a pretty solid resume of misguided claims, fake claims, and overall a pretty suspicious habit, which makes me think that all they do is fake, extremely fake, but as always, let's keep an open mind. And since we are here, let's read the description of this video. Hello folks, soon it will be Halloween and I would like to propose you a series of spooky videos in one of the world's most haunted asylum. Now, most haunted according to who? They never say it. Under the location is just written Italy, but I was able to pinpoint the location anyway. It seems to me that you just want to give the least possible amount of info so nobody can call you out. My impression, of course, but let's continue. This place is at the 10th position in the world chart of most haunted places. Well, I've checked online and many articles have different opinions on their personal most haunted list. Very subjective, and I can already formulate 2 hypotheses. Number 1, the list you're mentioning was either removed or it was read in a magazine. Number 2, you just came up with this info for the sole purpose of making stuff up.
Why you always lying?
Just saying. In any case, they are checking the premise, probably making sure that the structure is safe and there are no people around, and also to show the audience what the place looks like. For the record, this building can be visited. You won't be charged with trespassing, but the town hall discourages said visits as this location is deemed dangerous due to structural integrity. Always be safe. As said before, this investigation is 3 videos of roughly 20 minutes each, therefore you know already the drill. Highlights will be shown, a roasting will be done, oh it will be done.
You bet your sweet ass.
And if you so wish, all links are in the description. And what they are focusing on in the first video is to investigate the ward where all psychopaths and mentally ill criminals were kept. Cliché. But we start with a very nice message. Building vandalized from many years. All of this is unacceptable. Message for the vandals. Be respectful of the environment. Always. You know what? I do agree with you. Vandalizing properties with offensive graffiti and other works of art, it's not cool, it's not good, it's utter stupid. So yeah, please, be respectful.
Sappiate che non ci sono fonti sul web di quello che vi sto per dire. Ora esploreremo la parte dove tempo fa venivano fatti dei rituali satanici da indagatrice del paranormale, nel cui testimone quando ancora non registravo i miei video.
No information on the web or anywhere beside her testimony? Yeah, pretty convenient indeed, but who knows, maybe she really witnessed this ritual. Although I have a strong feeling that she's just making things up. It's the usual case of I saw it, therefore you have to trust me. Can't disprove it, nor she can prove it.
Facciamo per una prova di quello che potrebbe esserci qui, quello che forse qualcuno ha evocato.
Shut up! That is so stupid!
And I suggest that you have no clue on what you're talking about. To me, it looks like a random graffiti made by some uneducated child, but for once, let's set this bloody record straight about the symbolism behind the reverse cross and the number 666. So, the reverse cross is a symbol of Peter's crucifixion, as he was crucified upside down upon his personal request to repent from shunning Jesus 3 times. And this 666 number in Bible numerology and in the Apocalypse of John is a code for Nero Caesar, exactly Emperor Nero, who was one of the most fierce persecutioner of the early Christians. By the way, also the number 616 is the number of the beast as well. But with Latin alphabet, and you guessed it, it means Nero Kaiser as well. For many scholars, the apocalypse is just an allegory. It was like a book meant to be read only by early Christians, as it was written in code during the persecution of them. So I understand, for believers, this is a bad omen. To me, it's just a coincidence. If not, what about this other graffiti over here, which is the Italian vulgar way to refer to female genitalia? Is it an evidence as well for something more sinister? And it's also squared 2 times the amount of spookiness then. Please, please, and again, please.
Inizio ad usare il Melmeter per capire se ci sono delle variazioni nel campo elettromagnetico.
The Melmeter, another of the many Amazon gadgets which claims to read different stuff all at once, and I think I don't need Candy Beetle this time to take apart this thing, which looks so cheap. It's the same thing as the EDA Plus meter, which I already debunked a few videos ago. A multi-tool which promises great things, but it's not good in any of them.
Ci sono degli sbalzi di temperatura. C'è qualcuno qui?
Oh boy, which is totally normal. Totally.
You didn't think of that, did you?
Per caso qualcuno qualcosa voleva avvertirmi di cosa sarebbe successo qualche ora più tardi?
Cioè?
Ma va a cagare!
So, let me see if I understood this correctly. A random EVP, which you interpreted as sleep, for you means an omen, a warning for something that will happen in the future? And if we want to be precise, you actually stumbled in the same area full of debris. You didn't slip. Coincidence. And yes, you're wrong.
Qua mi dà batteria scarica, eh?
Ma che cosa?
La fotocamera.
Ma stai scherzando?
$1 million.
Oh my, a dead battery. Oh my, requires to put emphasis, big emphasis. Must be paranormal indeed. Not a faulty battery. They didn't forget to recharge the battery. No. Paranormal. A ghost draining the energy. 100%. Just out of curiosity, I reached out PNC Paranormal, here depicted in this picture. Wrong picture. Apologies. As I was saying, I reached PNC, real paranormal investigators, and to be more specific, I talked with Paul, and I asked him how many times happened that a battery randomly dies out during your investigation. He replied, never, and I usually pack more batteries just in case one turns out to be faulty. You knobhead. Yeah, I totally deserve the knobhead. But anyway, thank you, Paul, and to be fair, you and your lovely wife looks magical in this picture. And the investigation continues. Of course, she stumbles a couple more times, and they start the usual pareidolia fest with ghost boxes and whatnot, listening to EVPs that makes no sense, not a teeny tiny bit, until...
Minchia, guarda che ragno che c'è qua. Guarda che ragno che c'è qua.
In case I have an encounter such as this one, I will do the following. Number 1. Toss the equipment on the floor. At this point, it belongs to the spider. Number 2. Run like the wind without looking back. Number 3. Seal the place. Number 4. Call an napalm air strike. And after that, I will toss some TNT just to be sure that that thing is dead. Have you seen the size of that thing? After what I think it was a shocking encounter with the 8-legged demon inhabiting the building, I want to think that way at least, they decided to head back to the car cause the lady was feeling not so well.
Allora ragazzi, è doveroso spiegarvi
Okay, let's hear this explanation.
che la scorsa notte
Will you get to the point?
non è andata molto bene. Non sono riuscita a riprendermi dal fastidio, da quella botta che ho avuto allo stomaco.
Indigestion caused by self-suggestion. Ah, we are already in night 2, by the way.
Spesso le anime dei defunti mantengono la loro essenza. Quindi se in quell'area dove venivano rinchiusi i pazzi, i criminali, e se noi ieri sera abbiamo incontrato una di queste, c'è la probabilità molto alta che questo spirito sia arrabbiato e che in quel momento mi abbia attaccato.
I have so many problems with these claims. Okay, where are the studies, the evidence, the research, the confirmed hypothesis that what you just said is actually a real thing? It's not. This is something that falls in the category of superstitions or misled beliefs, false rumors spread by early spiritualism or modern day paranormal culture. I am sorry, but this is just nonsense. And you were attacked? No, you felt a little bit sick, that's all, it was not an attack. Mamma mia, cosa mi tocca sentire. Anyway, two possible scenarios here. You faked it, or you auto-suggested yourself to the point you felt sick. And now, according to the description of the second video, our second most terrifying night in this spooky asylum. While moving onward with the paranormal investigation, we discovered that the evil is right underground. Who among you is able to understand what those terrifying demons want? What do they want from us? Why they are still here? Of course, after finding what it can be considered as a big nothing burger in the first night, they immediately claimed that the building is swarmed by demons. Big claims. Come on, let's see these big mean demons then. Well, sounded more in the same floor as you are standing in this moment, and you are in an abandoned building, by the way. Same old thing, abandoned buildings have no maintenance and they fall apart, hence the noises. Not to mention wild animals and other critters. You know, they roam around. Okay, my guess, this is a sample sound. Now that I mention it, sounds like the growl of Zool when Dana opens the fridge in Ghostbusters. Suspicious as hell, but I may be wrong. This facility has an underground area, and instead of exploring it, they decided smartly not to go in there, opting to use the recorder and try to capture some other EVPs. And oh boy, they indeed capture something.
Ti hai sentito?
Very hard to say, but my guess is that the recorder just caught the sound made by her fingers rubbing on the device. As it has been established, these devices are not so reliable and some of those models are not shielded properly. Oh, and by the way, the thumbnail of the video clearly states that there are two demons on the premise, and said claim was born from pareidolia, of course. And this will lead us to video number 3, where they decided to deploy the big guns. They decided to use the official app of the P.I.T. Yes, the ghost hunters who don't want to decide if they are horror content creators or paranormal investigators. Anyway, the app does exactly what expected.
Strega.
Cosa c'entro io con le streghe? C'ho delle cose particolari? È riferito a me? Volete dirmi che sono particolarmente sensibile? Certamente.
Ma vaffanculo, va.
Well, from self-proclaimed investigator to a witch. And I think I heard and seen enough for today. Considering that the rest of this video is merely EVPs, a flashlight who turn itself on and off, I think I made my point very clear. And we're back. We survived an encounter with not one, but 2 demons. In conclusion, I think this group is a mix between misguidance and fakery. Thanks to Andrew, I was able to spot some other red flags, especially the smoke thing seen at the beginning. What I noticed from their channel is that their views went from over 20k to merely 4,000 in a brief span of 3 months. Is it because the algorithm is pushing them down for some reason? Maybe. Is it because the clickbaity titles and thumbnails they use lured the attention of many expecting actual evidence and they were disappointed? Could be. Or maybe their audience figured out that what they saw was a product of mere entertainment. I doubt it, but it's still a possibility. In any case, I want to thank you for visiting me once again. You are indeed legends. Have a smooth digestion, think twice before visiting an abandoned place, and I see you all the next time. Ciao!